such an asshole.
So I had kind of an interesting experience. Somebody had tagged me in some article on Twitter. It's about someone at the University of Minnesota. I forget what it was. And I said, crap school, not worth going to. Don't waste your time. It's a place for truly midwits. If you look up the actual word midwits, to go to school and imagine, this is where all the suburb kids go. And oh my God, were you disadvantaged? Are you from the city? Go here. You're so smart. And I actually got a little bit of backlash, not from anyone significant, but just a bunch of like special needs channels or accounts. What? It wasn't that it was, this trolls came out to play. I was kind of surprised anyone would come out to defend the University of Minnesota, especially if they attended it. And it was such an odd, like, what, really? It's like defending, I don't know, lice or bed bugs. Hey, you're going to defend lice? What? I don't get it. And I'm like, is there somebody? Are these fake accounts? Like, does the University of Minnesota have fake accounts where if someone starts giving them a bad reputation? It's either both theories. I don't know which one to believe because they're unbelievable in both my eyes. Where, okay, someone actually is defending the University of Minnesota as like this great school or institution of learning, or the University of Minnesota actually is so petty they would have fake accounts or people like, you got to stop this guy. I do know, because I did go to the Carlson School of Management. I do know they have me blocked on Twitter because I just tell people about my experience at the school. I'm like, this is a shit school. This is a joke of a business school. And I fully want to prevent young people from wasting their time going to bad schools. But this is the big university system, the whole university system. So I want to at least throw my 2 cents of experience going to the school and telling you, well, I think about going to the University of Minnesota, and to tell you, no, don't go there. And the main reason why it's not a horrible school, but it's just so basic. It's so low tier mid. It's just your basic bitch NPC state school. And in that regard, it honestly is not that much different than any other, whatever, Ohio, Iowa, wherever you go to rah-rah local state college, spelled with a K. But there's a larger, more important lesson here. So I'm going to make a point about all higher education to the benefit of all the young people who are trying, well, where should I go to college? Because telling you, well, don't go to the University of Minnesota, that's not going to tell you where to go or help you out, really, because there's a larger, more fundamental problem. But then I'll specifically say why the University of Minnesota sucks, which technically has nothing to do with the education. Right? The higher education industry, if the millennials hadn't taught you, then I don't know what is, but there's really no such thing as higher education. Higher education, last I checked the numbers, is around a $700 billion a year industry. When you use tuition as a measure, a lot of money involved. And there's now 3 generations, if you include the boomers, onto, I would say, millennials, adults, masters, candidate, doctorates, 3 generations of professional students who can only teach. So there's a huge financial incentive, huge political incentive. You all like taking your prereqs? That had nothing to do with your education. That was just to keep a bunch of, frankly, left-wing, overeducated idiots occupied and employed. And even more modernly, well, it's happening for a while, but more recently, you see the Ivy League school, particularly Harvard, where it's not a prestigious institution. It's not an institution of learning. It's a political institution out of sexism and racism. They hired a underqualified Black woman who I guess has now got some plagiarism problems. And I didn't look terribly much into it, but I do know she has a joke of a worthless degree. But then there must have been some veracity because she got asked to step down or whatever. This is at your top university. Now, however, it's been going on for well over 10 years where in my day, the Ivy League, oh my God, Harvard, Yale, whatever the other ones are. Oh my God, you must be really smart. Now it's a joke. It's just a joke. And that could be said of all colleges and universities. And for over, God, damn near 20 years now, I've been saying that it is not the university. You get the big thing about higher education, you got to make sure you major in the right thing, not what school you go to. And that's the main lesson, all you young kids out there, people who think about going to college or higher education. I keep getting emails. People get, this school is ranked better. This school's a better school. What do you mean it's a better school? Does it offer a degree in accounting? In one particular instance, I'm thinking there's this kid, he wanted to go and get a degree in accounting. I'm like, well, get your degree in accounting. Well, this school is better ranked. No one gives a shit by now. The university and higher education system has become such a laughable, disreputable joke. It doesn't matter where you go to school. And especially now that you don't really have Ivy League or anything like that. There may be some veracity still left in the law schools, the T14, but that's kind of its own thing because law school is kind of its own deal. But when it comes to getting a job and having a career and all that, it truly doesn't matter anymore where you go to school, unless you're going to be doing the dick sucking, cock sucking. My daddy works at whatever Wall Street, and you got to go in with the blue buds. But even that's getting wiped away a little bit. No one cares that you went to Yale. It just means you have rich parents, you're an incompetent buffoon. So it's the only thing that really matters now is that you majored something worthwhile. And I have linked below a book called Worthless Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. It's more important you read that book, which will take maybe an hour and a half. It's more important you read that book and choose the right degree than what college you attend. Truly and honestly. So I could slam on the University of Minnesota all day, but to be perfectly honest, it's at the end of the day no better or worse than any other university. It's all adult, not adult, child babysitting, playground, government make work type of job program for incompetent adults to play make-believe professors. Increasingly fewer and fewer degrees are, well, there has been a slight increase in the number of STEM degrees, but still to this day, the lion's shares of degree offered are just adult delayment degrees. Oh, I'm a major in journalism. I'm a major in political science. I'm going to save the children. I'm going to save the whales. I'm going to save the black people. I'm Jessica and Jason Christ from the suburbs. I am going to make a difference. Shut the fuck up. So the only really like accounting, engineering, get the book, read through it, make sure you don't waste 4 years of your life. That's what matters, not where you go to school. And as long as the school is accredited and you get a degree or an education in something that has an employable thing at the end of it, it doesn't matter where you go to school. And for all you you truly stupid people, it's not about the money. Then I say, then why are you paying tuition and then begging for a student loan bailout? And if it ain't about the money, it ain't about the job, well, then why would you even spend 4 years of your time studying something that you're not intending to use as a job? Why don't you just go to the library and read books for free? Or if it's too inconvenient, just listen to stuff on YouTube and documentaries. You don't need to pay $300 a credit to get a degree in whatever quadriplegic lesbian 18th poetry century dance studies. Just go do it. It's more fun and cheaper. And so since it doesn't matter where you go to school, it's what you major in, laws, it's accredited. What I would point out to you is with that as the goal in mind, there are a lot better education options than going to state school and cheering for the douchebag mascot. Oh, did you remember the time the guy threw the ball and he caught it in the thing past the line? Holy shit. Glad you dropped 40 grand going there a year. In other words, what I'm trying to convey to you is that modern day colleges are obsolete. They're a waste of time. You could get educations a lot cheaper with the same employability, going to a community college, going to school online. A lot of the state Depending on the state you're in, a lot of states allow you to attend college through high school, and get college credit when you're in high school. There's online colleges accredited. I always talk about Western Governors University, ASU Online. There's other schools, and you can look them up. And I was looking at Western Governors University, and I got an email recently. The guy says, yeah, it used to be 6,300. Now I think, no, it still is 6,300. He got a degree for $8,000. He went a year and a half. You pay a flat fee. You can take as many courses, I guess, as you can. He got out with an accounting degree from Western Governors University for $8,300, all from the convenience of his own home. And there's an increasing number of degrees there that you could study the material online. You don't need to be in a physical school. So, for example, engineering, well, yeah, obviously you have to be there. Or chemistry, you need labs and equipment to do that. That makes sense. You have to be there. Nursing, the medical, dental, obviously you need patients to work on. So there's a reason you need physical classes there. When it comes to programming, IT, accounting, all not that you would be stupid enough to do this, but all of your liberal arts and social sciences could all be done online. I don't know why you waste your time getting a degree in being poor, but anything that just is requiring data and knowledge or could be done over a computer, you could do that remotely. So this behooves the question, why would you go to a university, a physical one? Why would you pay for parking? Why would you pay for parking tickets, which they're going to give you? Why would you pay for on-student housing, which is bloated and insane? Why would you pay for on-campus tuition? Why would you do that? The commute alone, you just stay at home, man. All the money saving, you go to an accredited online school, you get yourself the right degree. Maybe for those of you that have to be more hands-on, okay, there's community college, you go at night school or something. You get your prereqs and associates out of the way, then you can move to a institution that offers a 4-year program, get your bachelor's degree if you want. But whether people realize it or not, the days of the traditional physical modern day campus is more or less over. It's obsoleted. I don't know if it's over. They're pointless. It's like people requiring you to come in for a white collar office. Like, no, I'm going to telecommute. Why do we commute anymore? Colleges and universities, the line shares of the programs and their degrees offered are the same thing. And so forget the University of Minnesota, forget the University of Ohio, forget whether you're TCU or one of those Southern colleges where it's all football and maybe you get a D- in an actual school course or something because football, throw the ball good. Actually, the athletes are really hardworking. It's the morons that show up for that. It's like, no, it's impressive that you work hard. And look, wow, 60,000 people looking at people throw a ball. These are the smart ones. Yeah, these are the smart ones. Oh, they paid a lot. So the physical school, at least for those of you who want to save yourself a ton of pain and agony, want to save a lot of money and still have the same employability prospects, same career prospects, dude, go to school online, stay at home, ask your parents real kind. You can even work on the side a little bit. I think that Western Governors University is a great deal where you could go as fast as you want, load up on as many classes. You're not having to like commute and walk to a campus and it's cold and it's freezing. Oh, you get your hot cocoa and you're doing a little type thing like that. So the concept of school, if you're savvy and if you're smarter than the average college student, which doesn't take a lot today, you can get a really good college education, accredited college education, for a fraction of the cost of attending a physical school. And then you get to avoid all the purple, tatted up, nose pierced, protesting whiners all the time. Yeah, you go protest. Oh, yeah, you got your tea. Did you see those crazy people shutting down the bridge? No, I had my tea. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. But then, when it pertains to the University of Minnesota, let me address that specifically. In addition to the fact that more or less internet technology has made most of these schools obsolete, and there is no more, is it a good school? There is no good school. It's either an accredited degree or not. The real reason you don't want to go to the University of Minnesota has nothing to do with the university itself, but the culture it sits in. And I should expand that. Not the culture, though that too, the environment it sits in. It is bitch ass cold out there. I know that has nothing to do with academics, but here you guys, oh, the University of Minnesota, maybe you were young and maybe you really enjoyed winter when you had snow days. When you get to be an older adult, you're not going to like that snow. And it gets cold. It gets bitterly cold, Arctic cold. Remember, it was like, minus 28 one night. And I used to work, and I attended the University of Minnesota. I worked security, and it's just, it's horrible. I used to love snow. I used to be snowboard. I loved it. And after that, nope, couldn't do it anymore. Like PTSD or something. And when you got to drive and there's snow emergencies and they're going to tow you and they're going to ticket you, they make it an absolute nightmare. There's no efficient parking. There's no, no campuses like that. But it's just a pain in the ass. It's beautiful in summer and fall. It's wonderful in summer and fall. The rest of it, it's painful. It is painful to be there. Another thing is the degree, again, it's the degree you get, not the school you go to. But they make it seem, and this is every college and university, well, according to this obscure report, we're ranked number 5 in left-handed professors offering degrees and butt-kissing studies. They come up with these obscure rankings and these obscure reports. No one gives a fuck about the University of Minnesota. No one, the University of Minnesota, is that where you went? No one, oh, yeah, you're a Golden Gopher? Hell, what's sad is it shouldn't have an effect, but it absolutely does. Their sports programs, their teams are horrible. They never win anything. And that there shouldn't be college sports. These athletes should be paid on a JV team and channel feed into the NFL. That's what they should be. If they're going to work that hard, the athletes should be paid. You don't need it at a university setting. But if you're into sports and you're into I love college sport, well, fuck, don't go to the University of Minnesota. You get depressed. Remember, there's this one time, there was a border battle between the Badgers and the Gophers. And this is the only football game I had ever attended because I didn't have to pay for it. So we go there. I'll give you another story. So a lot of Wisconsinites go to Minnesota because of reciprocity, and vice versa. A lot of Minnesotans go to Madison. So this was, it was late fall, and Wisconsin people, they came over, and they're wearing their red and white. You expect the Badger fans to show up, but by the time people had spent no more than 2 months, maybe 3 at the most, at the University of Minnesota, even students who attended the University of Minnesota who were from Wisconsin ended up cheering on the Badgers anyway. it was a sea of red and white because the Gophers fucking suck at everything. Because, and it really, I'll get to the culture a little bit later. You come to Minnesota, it's snooty, it's arrogant, it's cliquey. Go watch Mean Girls or Heathers or whatever else. It's just a big old suburb. That's all it is. And Wisconsinites are a little bit, not much, but a little bit more street smart and honest and blue collar. And get the fuck out of here with this shit. So the culture alienated out of state people very quickly, that they would cheer against the Gophers. So here's this sea of red and white. This is a home game in Minnesota. We were at the Metrodome when the Metrodome was still a thing, and then they built a multi-billion-dollar football stadium to replace it. And the Vikings still haven't won a Super Bowl. Just want to point that out. He still ever. The land is cursed. I'll tell you this. The land is fucking cursed in Minnesota in terms of sports. They can never win a damn thing. I know about the North Stars there. Don't shut up, Mr. 1963. So the Badgers were going to receive the first kickoff. Gophers kickoff. Badger receives it, 99-yard punt return touchdown. Fucking place went wild. That's how much people who go to the university don't like the university themselves. And then kind of related to culture. Well, why were they so anti their own university, even though maybe they came from Wisconsin, they're attending? The culture of Minnesota, dude, if you're not here, if you don't go to there's 2 people that are going to succeed in this state. One, immigrants who are not white. Sorry, that's just how it is. Minnesotans are socialists. They love their Democrat politics. And the only thing they love more than nepotism is immigrants who are not white. And it's Somali community, Latino community, doesn't really matter. Anything for them to virtue signal. So they can't wait to give you all of their own money through taxes and this and that and all that. So if you are, say, you're a Wisconsin resident attending on reciprocity, or Iowa or whatever, you're not one of them. Okay. So that's the first, that's their, oh, they just love it so much. They're just such good Minnesotans. And the other ones are themselves. They don't care if you're an American or you're from Iowa or whatever. They're gonna virtue signal. Okay. So immigrants and foreigners, oh my God, just what can we do for you? But then behind closed doors, by the way, immigrants, this is, you're wondering, why didn't I get that? They were treating me so nice. And then my career stopped. Oh, because his little junior, his cousin, his nephew, hey, had to get that job ahead of you. And it is a like late 90s, all the worst stereotypes you could possibly imagine about suburban backstabbing cliques and cliches. And it's just they get older and then they just hire people within. Oh, did you play hockey with my son? Did we play hockey together? Did you go to that school? I went to school. Oh, we played football. Oh, yeah. I know this guy. Yeah. Oh, you know, let's say his name's Stan. Well, that's an old person name. Oh, Tanner. Tanner's from Florida. Tanner's got a master's degree in data science. He's got 5 years and he has 3 years in the experience in the software that we need 3 years experience in. Oh, but I know this guy. Oh, yeah, we went whatever, we went to Burnsville together. Or I know his old man. Yeah, I'm gonna give it. Yeah, and that click absolutely just goes from high school on to the college. You gotta know and get invited. Although I did attend a couple frat parties. I did. There was one frat. They were like they were the ones from Animal House. It was the reject. Those are some okay times. But yeah, unless you're, oh, are you in the Minnesota? No, don't you? Oh, then you don't know, don't you know? Dude, forget it. And that degree ain't going to matter. It really isn't going to matter. Now, more modernly, in my day, it was the snooty, arrogant 80s kids turned grunge 90s kids. It was still that. More modernly, I just imagine now add purple hair and earrings to your nose, whatever it is. But there's definitely a passive aggressive backstabbing culture to Minnesota. And any immigrant, whether out of state or out of country, will point that out, that they will be nice to your face. That Minnesota nice, that is fucking bullshit. They are nice to your face. Imagine a state full of HR ladies, some of which happen to be men, but still HR ladies. That's Minnesota. And unless you are part of that culture or an immigrant, which they can virtue signal, no fucking reason for you. You could attend the University of Minnesota, get a good degree, engineering, accounting, whatever else have you. But when it comes to finding jobs, forget it. I've told the story several times before. Right across from the University of Minnesota at the Carlson School of Management, across the interstate is downtown. You see all these finance firms and white collar firms with banks and things like that. You'd think, oh, they'd hire. Found out from a buddy of mine who was attending Princeton, he would get job postings from whatever, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, who was over there, Dane Rauscher at the time. They would find postings from Minnesota firms at Princeton that we wouldn't find at the University of Minnesota. They literally skip over, go east to find, because it wasn't that good of a school. Probably, and it isn't today. And maybe at what now? The mighty have fallen. Princeton probably ain't what it used to be and all that other stuff. But there is no so if you live there, you know people, you went and played lacrosse with the right kids, who has mom drove a Range Rover while she did OnlyFans. I guess more modernly is the thing now. That's how they afforded the mortgage payment. All right, fine. Maybe you got a connection in, but there's no real reason for, especially out of state, for any of you to go to the University of Minnesota. It's cold. The campus is shit. There's nothing exciting going on. One time downtown Minneapolis had some stuff going on. Now there's no nightclubs, there's no nothing going on. There's no culture. It's cold. You're going to get parking tickets. Unfair ones. They will give you a parking ticket. You're like, wait a minute, I followed. I should. Then you got to go downtown. You got to waste your time. And inevitably, they give you $20 back. It's probably 50 now. It is a hostile environment. It is cold. The people are backstabby and passive aggressive. The economic opportunity is not really there unless you have a connection. And why? Yeah, okay, maybe you like snow days when you were younger. You get older, you go walk around in -12, let alone -24. You let me know how that feels. You let me know how that feels having to wake up at 6:30. Oh, I forget to mention they've built a shit ton of trains. Okay, they've pissed a shit ton, billions of dollars on a handful of rails, light train rail. They haven't spent any money on the roads, so the traffic is a fucking nightmare. Then you throw on when it snows and you get black ice and you got to wake up at 5 to get to the office at 7, and you try chisel off the ice, and you realize the trick to it is go get a boiling pot of water and melt off the ice. No, the state itself is unlivable. The state, yeah, go visit in summer. It's nice, but the state itself is unlivable. And so the problem then, and this happened to me, is well, you go there, you get your degree from there, you inevitably start planting roots there. And maybe you're not going to get the job you qualified for or whatever, but you'll find a job. You're like, oh, I could go work at whatever, Denny's or something like that. And then you're kind of stuck in this really crappy place. And so, no, you don't want to go to the University of Minnesota. You don't want to go to Minnesota, period. And I guarantee you'll see people on the internet. This is a good school. All right, we're ranked. You cross the border, you ask, and go. You want to try? You want to try? So let's try this little experiment for you kids. If you're out of state, you ain't in Minnesota. Ask anyone. You ever hear of the Carlson School of Management? No one's gonna know what that is. You say, you haven't heard of the Harvard of Hennepin County, the Yale of the Upper Midwest? No one knows what that fuck. Do you know the business school at the University of California, Los Angeles? Do you know the business school? You don't know the business school. No one knows. The Harvard Business School. You know why it's hard? Because it was Harvard. It may be a different person's name. I don't know, but I think it's just called the Harvard Business School. Well, that's fucking Harvard. Do you know any business school or any whatever, the name of any dental school of any university? No, it doesn't matter. But there is a difference between a degree in dentistry and a degree in business, bro, or marketing. Why? Because I guess you are going to suck dick for a living now. And so there will be debate, and I welcome the trolls, whatever, the agents. Go ahead. Talk up the University of Minnesota. I'm just going to have everybody outside of the state of Minnesota go ask anyone. He's like, yeah, you ever hear of the Carlson School of Management? They're not going to go, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, so there you go. It's not necessarily the University of Minnesota. The school itself is just piss shit like the rest of them. It's that it's in Minnesota in such a shitty state. I'll also say the architecture is horrible. The architecture is shit. You just like, my God. Did you actually let the boomers not only design this shit in the 70s, but you also gave them the funding to build it as well? This looks horrible. This looks absolutely horrible. All right. Any super chats? We got 9 super chats. Ice Nose, $5. Cappy, I can't see anybody anymore with a Gophers jersey or sweater without asking them if they went to the Carlson School of Management. I know. Well, they attended the university. They might actually know what it is. There is one thing I will say. They do a fair amount of agricultural research. I will say that's St. Paul campus. That I don't know if that really counts. But that's Borlaug. was there. The guy made what was it? Genetic resistant wheat, wheat resistant to that's actually an accomplishment. But you don't know Neil Borlaug, right? You don't know, they don't talk him up, let alone they went to the University of Minnesota. Dung is fun, $2. I found the best college is the Hard Knocks college. The best, yes, that's true. The best college actually probably nowadays is trade school. Just go become a lineman. Go, hell, you looking for an education? You want to make way more money than, God, you want to make as much money as a doctor without 8 years of schooling? Go become a lineman. My buddy Thor, he offers a course like how to become a lineman. You don't get to be a lineman. He tells you this is what you got to do. Here's what to expect. Go take the course. It's $150. It's on Gumroad. Go look up Red Pill Thor, Gumroad, how to become a lineman. It's so worth $150. Just say, what is this? I don't know what it is. And if you're in pretty good shape and you don't mind working in bad conditions for a while, and I made the mistake. I said, yeah, you could start off at about 100,000. All the linemen like, no, you're 200, 250. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. Do you guys want to go? Do you want to go suffer in the cold at the University of Minnesota, getting a degree in communications and then go collect a welfare check because you're completely unemployable? Or would you rather go become a lineman and make $200,000 a year in like 2 years' time? But you won't get the college experience of what? Go to a party when you're in your 20s. There's the college experience. I saved you $75,000. But yeah, that would be going to the military. That's a better option than going to college right now. Ass bucket, $2. Will I get a job at Target if I go to the U of M? No, I do remember applying to Target. I'm sure some people did get into Target. That one I did know some friends who did get hired. Wells Fargo did hire some people, but it's all your entry level bullshit. Do you really want to work for Target? Have you looked at Target? Target is epitome Minnesota. It's like, oh my God, we're such good people. They weren't woke, but they were definitely virtue signaling before it even became a thing. They had it where they had to donate 5% of their pre-tax profits to nonprofits. That was 20, 30, maybe even since the beginning of their existence. But then you go and you look at what they donate, the profits. Literally, they donate to these anti-American Marxist socialist groups. It's so good. Yeah, they'd hire you, yeah, sure. But yeah, you weren't. And again, I don't know. Cargill don't exist. Go watch my video on that. Cargill, that's just a psyop. Bob, $2. But I need the college experience, Cappy. I told you the college experience. Go to a house party in your teens and 20s. Go participate. I'm not encouraging this. Okay, I'm just saying go do the underage drinking thing. Go throw up your guts. Go get shot down by a bunch of girls. I don't even know if they have house parties anymore. Do they? Is that even a thing? Whatever. You want the college here. I'm not even joking about this. If you really want a good college experience, but without paying the college price, go to a college campus on a nice spring day or a nice fall day. Go to the local shops. Go bring yourself $200. Okay. Go to the nice coffee cafes, have yourself a coffee. All right. If you're of drinking age, go to one of the bars when it's happy hour or women's night. Again, the guys don't have ladies' night because that would be whoa. All right. Go get some pizza. See if you go to a meetup group where they play some kind of college sports, just fun group of people playing. They'll invite you to a party. Go to a party. There you go. There's your college experience. Minus dropping 40 fucking grand a year on bullshit courses you don't need. Another 40 grand another year to like maybe go get the actual certificate you need to go maybe apply for jobs. Walking, you do know it's full-time work, right? 4 years, 40 hours a week going back and forth. And it's probably more than full-time work because you got to study, write a bunch of bullshit papers that are amorphous, intangible. Why I hate the white penis. The penis of whiteness is bad. Ooh, oh, A+, so intelligent. Here's your master's degree in philosophy. Thank you. I am a genius now. You must have gone to the Carlson School of Management. No, I went to College of Liberal Arts. Well, you're even dumber than they are. Yeah. But yeah, if you want the good college experience, just walk around a campus a little bit on a nice day. And then just say, okay, in that building over there, it's just high school 2.0. Have you been to high school? Have you sat in a class? That's all it is, except you're paying $200 a credit for it now. So go get the good experience. Enjoy a nice day on the campus. Play some hacky sack. The kids do that now? You still play the hacky? Or is it, Ultimate Frisbee was fun. Ultimate Frisbee, that was fun. That was some good times. I'll admit that. Go to the local bar, drink some piss shit beer, get shot down by a couple girls. There, you had the college experience for free or $200. And that's the good stuff. That's not the sitting there and studying and staying up late and regurgitating worthless bullshit liberal arts prereq classes. I don't give a shit about negative externalities. Shut the fuck up. You don't need to go, what? Didn't you have a high school graduation? It's a college graduation. Oh my God. You know what? They charge you money. And they always get some Marxist little bitch to talk about, I don't mean female. I mean, Marxists because they're bitches. All right. A little like, yeah, we need more money. You're the leader. Male or female speaker, doesn't matter. What? You're not missing out. You say, oh, that was it. Okay. I got sick and threw up. I got shot down by a bunch of girls, and then, or maybe you had some sloppy sex, whatever. I ate at the pizza joint. I had the booze or the beer, and then I went to a coffee shop. I thought myself, if you really want, get a journal and write. Oh my goodness, I'm the next Sylvia Plath. I'm so fucking intelligent. And then go home, fire up your computer, learn accounting, learn how to do accounts payable, accounts receivable, learn about LIFO and FIFO. Get your degree in accounting online for $8,000. Maybe even start working if you get QuickBooks certified, like you're a year or two in. You get QuickBooks certified. You don't even have to finish college. You go take the EA, the enrolled agent test. Boom, boom, boom. You take 3 tests. Oh, now you go work a little bit. You make $20 an hour. And the second tax is you do it on your own, making $40, $50. Oh my God, you're not even 22, and you're making more than an engineering graduate. And that one nice day in spring, you had the college experience. You just didn't piss away 4 years of your life and 120 fucking grand on bullshit. Prove me right again. Just to prove me right again. Do you think the Zoomers and millennials of today could afford a house if they didn't go to college instead? If they took the money instead, do you think they could afford housing now? I bet they could. Oh, you got your degree in political science. Tell me again how society should be ran, Mr. Homeless. Dung is fun, $5. I got a $2 raise to do the internet. I now know how macros work on a CNC machine. The part we made was 12 minutes. I got it down to 5. Good man. Good man. There you go, man. Is there other, so there's there's programming involved. Is there other programming you can learn? Just keep doing that. Look, you get $2 raise every year. Well, might keep up with inflation, but get promoted to supervisor and all that. Thomas Ballantyne, $2. Gluttony for punishment must be from a North state. Yeah, it's all of them. Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, even like Massachusetts, and not New Hampshire, Vermont. Vermont hates itself. New Hampshire is the fun state. Vermont is the self-loathing state. Connecticut. Yeah, even the Dakotas, if you live in certainly North Dakota, yeah, there's you must really enjoy pain to want to live with that much snow. Sam Whiskey, most American name in America, $2. Cappy, what's the matter, you? University of Minnesota? Yeah, they're spoofing the University of Minnesota. That's the last time they had any decent teams. Greg Powers, 20 generous dollars. Thank you very much. But I can meet the girls. Okay, let's. No, you're not. No. There were cute girls in the 90s, not now. I think the only place that there are cute college going girls, because I know that's your young guy. Yes, obviously there are cute girls on every campus. But generally speaking, the women up north are a bit more girthy and sturdy. And I guarantee you, to be truly independent and stand out from the rest of the crowd, they have all dyed their hair different colors. If you want the pretty girls, you go to Tempe, Arizona. You go to ASU. That's where you go. Or maybe a southern school somewhere in Florida or something like that. They used to have rankings like the prettiest girls or the prettiest college campuses. Generally, you want to go south. And I argue you should go south anyway because it's warm down there. But yeah, you're not gonna yeah, the ladies, just to show you it ain't Minnesota, I'll tell you, South Dakota ain't got any pretty gals either. Wyoming, holy shit, Jesus. No. I don't know how that it's trailer trash culture out there, but I don't know how they all get pregnant so much. I have no idea. No idea how half the girls are pregnant before they graduate from high school. No fucking clue. I'm like, what? Why? That you can get up for that? Really? But yeah, in shock, sit down. You're going to be running into a bunch of Minnesota's a very socialist state, and they just know everything. They're just so much more intelligent than you people. You have to understand that. So you might get an attractive woman, but I can almost guarantee she's going to be a leftist and she's going to talk about it because it's the most important thing in her life. And you just go south, go south. I'm not saying they're all going to be nuclear engineers over at ASU. I almost guarantee you they're not, but at least they'll be prettier. Justified Misogany, $2. Anderson equals UCL. Oh, good. You got it, man. Yeah. Anderson. I don't know who that guy is. I worked there, said, oh, okay. I'm sorry. Hey, you just keep focusing, Justified, all right? You get your degree. Justified's doing the accounting thing. Justified is getting his degree in accounting. He's going to get certified, and he's going to set up an accounting practice shop in Mexico where it is warm. Sit on a beach, get his laptop, do his typity type. All we ask is that one of these days I do want to do a motorcycle ride through Mexico, but I'm going to need Atham to come with me because I need a translator. And then all I want to do is be able to stop in and see your little hut or whatever you got going on down there. Ass bucket, $2. Sports marketing. That's right. Sports marketing degree or sports journalism equals job at the Minnesota Twins. Yeah, good. The pay is shit. Oh, that's a whole other culture. They used to have a lot of sports radio shit and all these sports shows. And it is like, you guys never win anything. I understand the Green Bay Packers. They've won shit. They've done well. Last time I think it was the 1991 Twins, as Minnesota won the World Series. I remember that. Kirby Puckett. I was cheering him on because I didn't know what Minnesota was like. Yeah, Kirby Puckett, like his, don't even know who he was. Hambone, $5. Are the people in Rapid City Spearfish any more intelligent than the people in Yankton? It's getting tough to take. I don't know. I haven't spent any time in Yankton. I'm going to guess not. I've been thankfully plugged into a really good group of people. I didn't move to Rapid City for the people. I moved there for the motorcycle and the hiking and to be within striking distance of more serious mountains in Wyoming and Montana. Spearfish is, I wouldn't say more intelligent. I would just say more Colorado. Like, you're getting a lot of Colorado snobs coming out there. But it's not Telluride. But you see, I don't know. We opened up a coffee store. I'm like, oh my goodness, good for you. I had to leave Denver. It was too expensive. Yeah, I bet because you voted for it. But you're going to do the same thing here because you're a stupid freaking moron. Why don't you go back to Castle Rock, where your husband had the fancy house before you divorced him to open up your coffee store? Yes, no, they're not. They're not any more intelligent than Yankton, I'd imagine. Unless Yankton has some really bad shit going on down there. Yeah, I didn't come here to social. I came here to be left alone. Basically, that's what I did. Alex Bettino, a truck driver Latino agent in the field for $5. This episode brought to you by the Carlson School of Management. Dude, business schools are such a ripoff. They're so, if you're going to major in accounting, fine, but the rest of that shit, oh my God. And just so you know, by the way, like, well, I'm going to major in accounting. So it's good. Yeah, but you still have to take all these, they got to employ all their equally unemployable marketing professors and general business professors. And the worst of all, entrepreneurship professors, like holy antithesis of the thing you're trying to do, Batman. You have to take all these courses, get a well-rounded education, learning about HR. Shut the fuck up. Then maybe you get to an accounting course. No, you don't want to go. No. They make it seem like it's, oh, this is so scientific. This is so intelligent. And then here, let me give you a little inside baseball for all you think majoring in business. Go grab any college textbook in business, right? Open it up. If it's just a bunch of flow charts with diagrams and bullet points, it's the worst degree you could possibly major in. They take common sense and they stretch it out into an 800-page book. And see, the seven whatever factors of this. Ooh, the 4 influences of that. And I got to memorize the 4 influences of farts. And otherwise I won't get an A on my general business course. Oh, I should have saved my business management books. They're all fucking bullshit. Ass Bucket, $2. College Dubros play Spikeball. Dude, okay. I'm with them. Dang it. That was what oh, God damn. I need to grab my pen. I wanted to play Spikeball. I did. That looks so much fun. That looks so fun. Darn it. I knew. I am so sick and tired of being an adult. Everyone's like, oh, you get to go to Asia for a month and a half? That must be nice. Like, no, it's work. I really don't want to. I want to play Spikeball. When I get back to South Dakota, I want to do power paragliding. I don't want to have to go look for property overseas. By the way, for those of you who are thinking about going to the Carlson School, and say, oh, well, he's a graduate from the Carlson School of Management. I am. Like, he must be doing pretty well buying property overseas. No, it's despite going to the school, I still managed to I still managed to succeed in life. All right, Spikeball. That's the one that trampolines basketball, right? Don't tell me that don't look fun. That looks so much fun. All right. Naughty DJ Aftershock, $5. Buddy of mine's son got a full ride scholarship to Stanford Engineering. Okay, good. His guidance counselor pushed him to go to the University of Minnesota because she went there. Dude, this is why. Right, exactly. Just a miserable woman trying to spread the misery. No, Stanford. That's California, right? At least you get the decent weather in California. I know you got the street shitters in both major metropolitan areas, right? You still got the Marxists and the leftists, but at least Stanford's warm. Stanford Engineering. She said go to the University of Minnesota. Fuck that. Naughty DJ Aftershock, $2. I lived in Louisiana for 3 years. Laziest people ever. I'll agree. I was going to say, let me introduce you to some meth heads in Casper, Wyoming, but sometimes they wake up and they're like, I better go work in the mines or the ranch so I could get more money from meth. So they might have a slightly more work ethic than you or Louisiana. Yeah, I could see that. Justified Basagany, $2. I have a BA in econ, but I have 2 years accounting experience. Oh, good. Well, you figure it out, Justified. You just if you got 2 years accounting experience, and dude, get certified in QuickBooks and go. James G, $2. How are the Somalis and Mormons there? Mormons? Well, there's Mormons in Vegas. Not a lot of. I mean, there's Mormons in Minnesota. Somalis, in defense of them, they kind of keep to their own. They don't really commit a lot of crime. A lot of them go on welfare because, well, it's Minnesota. And why the fuck wouldn't you? Dude, if you go to Minnesota, just go collect welfare. If you go there, oh, yeah, I'm poor, I can't do it. And they'll just be like, oh, my God, here's all the money in the world. Thank you. Keep taxing your husbands. I know, it makes you feel better. absolutely. If you're going to go to Minnesota, okay, let me give you some more information. If you're going to go to Minnesota as a student, you sign up for all the disability you can. You sign up for all the welfare, man. You go find yourself a social worker and you sign up for it all. You get as much and private charity too. Had I known, I would have gone to the food shelf and just gotten all the money, all the food. But yeah, the Somalis come over and they're coming from, I'm not defending, I'm just explaining. They're coming from like this war-torn shithole. They don't have really any skills. A lot of them become the world's worst taxi cab drivers or Uber drivers ever. And so yeah, I see if they work, but yeah, they're not, if you see a group of Somalis walking in, it's like, don't worry too much about it. But yeah, they go on the dole. Some get jobs, some go to school, some go like the representative they got, Ilian Omar. Oh, her dad worked. Her dad was a surprise taxi cab driver. And then she's just this little spoiled bitch who went and majored in some crap at the University of Minnesota, had affirmative action showered upon her. She goes and runs so she can have her student loans paid off as she wins. Surprise, her platform is more of other people's money. But that's no different than the gal she replaced. She replaced this gal called Phyllis Kahn, like boomer Marxist lady. It's just a different costume this time. That's all. But yeah, there's no Mormons. There's not. Vegas has more Mormons because Utah is just north of us. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. Link below. Worthless, the young person's indispensable guide to choosing the right major. And for the love of God, don't go to any of these schools. And if you're going to go to school, major in the right thing. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.